Welcome to upstate New York, Syracuse University, and under the dome today we have a terrific clash in store. A top 25 showdown coming up, two of college football's premier teams preparing to duke it out right here on this field. As we'll see the number 23 team in the country, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Syracuse Orange. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Golden Gophers will put toe to leather and will get started. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Orange offense will take the field, and they have the first possession of this game. Here he comes, and any time this guy touches the ball, and he will touch it plenty, a bolt of electricity just goes through the stadium, David.
And they'll feature him. They'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often, and he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Yeah, he really shoulders the load, right, in more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes, so it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game, now on 2nd down. Keeps it on the bootleg. Makes the grab on the left. Makes a grab, and he's dragged down. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Syracuse ready to go to work with another 1st down. Fast motion from the offense. Trying to get in the corner. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. One of the offshoots of expansion, particularly in the Big Ten, was how viable could the ACC remain, and it just sort of ramps up the stakes when they meet on the field.
Yeah, I think all of this conference realignment, all the money...
Makes the grab at the 25, and there's room. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. Syracuse has a really nice drive going. From the red zone, looking for a space. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open. And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. Running back searching for a hole. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on 3rd down. Instead, they're staring at 4th.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense had none of that. Nice job tackling. Nice job.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Cuse.
I love the aggressive nature in the play column there. In the opening drive of the game, you have an opportunity on 4th down, obviously, to just kick a field goal, take the lead early, establish some momentum. Instead, they get aggressive. They go for it, and not just get it. They score a touchdown.
He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Golden Gophers offense will try to get something going with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
Firing to the right, complete. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. Now on first down for this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. They'll try to get it going in the right direction this time, second and long from the 19. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
Now that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. The Golden Gophers will send out the punt unit. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Still on the 35-yard line after that incompletion. Here comes 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Jamison. This time on target. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play.
And I love working the slot receivers, and you see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups.
Fires and picked off. Got some room to run. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interceptions.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. He'll always remember that.
And the pass hits, picked off. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll put the tight end in motion. He'll start this drive firing. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on 2nd down. Working that left side now. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. And the quarterback is snowed under.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
That sack gets this offense behind the chains. It's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Time to take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well. Seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get.
He lets it fly. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Syracuse will send out the punt team. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. He makes a catch. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. Guys, we're at the end of the quarter and Syracuse has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. He'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. He's looking to throw it. Tight end finds a soft spot. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Second down coming up. Wide receiver shows motion. Looking to throw on second down. He's right on target. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. They've got it at the 41, third and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Got his man quickly. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
It's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Here's the handoff. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You've got to keep defenses off balance.
And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Now the play fake. Swings it out to his running back. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on.
Lets it fly deep downfield. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Orange. Effective offense leading the way here and establishing this lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out and be clicking early, get everything going, way to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Wants to throw on third down. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. The Golden Gophers will punt it away on 4th down. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Slips through the line. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that up to touchdown.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good.
And he'll prove it in inside the 20. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10, the 11. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. All wideouts, no backs. Looking for a man, it's Jamison. They go to the wide receiver screen. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Syracuse. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Missouri just wrapped up 4 quarters worth of dominance on its way to victory. And that's really the standard there in Columbia. That's a tremendous fan base, and they'll enjoy this one all week. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Caught in the backfield, it's Stokes. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Fires to the tight end. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And the Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Scanning the field, it's Jamison. Going to take a shot at this DB. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play just outside the 20. First down here for the offense. He's going to pass. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down, and much more really good execution by this offense. He wants to throw. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Fires on the move. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. The Golden Gophers moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. Here's the return. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Back to pass, it's Jamison. He's going for a big play downfield. It's complete. A huge pickup. Touchdown, Cuse. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
And the extra point makes it 28-0. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, a typical first-rate broadcast so far today from Syracuse. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the dome in lovely central New York.
Syracuse has it teed up, ready to kick off and start this second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
You know, the tight end's got to do a better job getting his depth on the route. He's running out to the perimeter of the field, but he's got to get further downfield. He caught that pass behind the line of scrimmage, got tackled, and as a result, it's a negative play.
He's got an open man. He's off to the races. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. That last big play has them in business. Just outside the red zone, it's 1st and 10. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Shakes off the defender. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Slings it downfield. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. Right down the boulevard, it's good. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. Bringing it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike score. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more.
Open runway ahead. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds. After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Gonna run it. It's Gentry. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. Syracuse has a really nice drive going. They'll ride the hot hand. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. They'll need to get this one to the 31 here on third down. Looking downfield, it's Jamison. Got the back over the middle. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. I was starting to think about what they would do if they didn't pick up the first down here, but I guess that's a moot point now.
Moot point for sure, and the head coach was probably telling them 4-down territory, we're going to kick a field goal, whatever the next decision was going to be, and now the OC's like, don't worry about it. New set of downs, nice execution by this offense.
Finds his tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. They've got a ways to go on third down from the 24 as this defense tries to force him into a field goal try. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And they'll push that lead out a little further. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
He'll keep it himself. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. They'll try to move the chains on third and short from the 25. They'll go with a direct snap. Running toward the tape. He's at the 40. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. And the Golden Gophers come to the line with a new set of downs. And the blitz gets to him just like that. The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physical. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down.
It's really hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional offensively, and that's the case. They just have not been able to get anything going, throwing it deep down the field. They haven't won their one-on-one matchups. Quarterback has missed some throws, and as a result, in the fourth quarter, they barely have 100 yards passing, and that's why they're losing.
And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. The Golden Gophers trying to cash it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Minnesota!
Nice pitch, nice catch, and listen, maybe this helps next game, right? Like, we're trying to find a rhythm, find something that works, find somebody to go to, and this offense is struggling. You're down by 1,000, but I like that they continue to fight.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. Need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, David.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. Knocked down at the 25-yard line, picked up 10 there, and gets a first down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen, strip the football, do something.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill and getting in the back.
And he gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. Never a doubt. And that lead grows even bigger. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Here he comes with the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers, David.
And now you wonder how...
Can anyone catch him? And he's brought down after a huge completion.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can
And the pass is intercepted. Bringing it back. The 40. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this team.
Keeps those legs churning for 3 yards. He's down at the 9. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Running back goes in motion. He's got it on the right. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Listen, if I'm a QB, second down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable third down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for a loss. That was impressive.
Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Pressure coming. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. On second down, just keeps firing. Oh, he makes the catch. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Fires to the middle. He's got it. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. And the Golden Gophers getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Using the quick game. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage before he was stopped, but using the running back in the short passing game gives him a 1st down. They've already moved the chains a couple of times on this drive, now out close to midfield. Finds his target down the middle, and it's loose. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Now, this is a receiving group that practices making catches in traffic, and they're used to having guys trying to rip it free. He's got to do a better job of keeping 5 points of pressure after he makes the catch. That's a costly giveaway.
Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start